All right, so after that, then you can start looking at growth options. Some people feel like, oh my gosh, the phone's ringing. I should go into a group practice. Now, whenever I'm coaching someone who's going to group practice, I recommend at least a 3 month proof of stability and sustainability in their business plan and marketing plan so that they know that they could fill a clinician quickly. Because you don't want to grow into a group and then hire people and not be able to give them clients. That doesn't feel good. And you also want to feel confident that you know how to keep the phone ringing and that it's not just a fluke. So if it's been recent that clients have been calling more and more, it's good to start tracking those calls, seeing how they find you, and start really evaluating, could I, if I wasn't full, put them in with another clinician? Then you might get a cue that it's time to grow. Now, just because you could hire doesn't mean you should. Group practice isn't for everybody. Some people don't want to do the leadership thing. Some people don't want to support other people in that way, and that is okay. Another option to look at is providing a service that's a little bit more accessible for the community where you can serve more clients, something like group therapy. Again, not something for everybody. This is about knowing what is right for you as a therapist where you do really good work. But group therapy can mean that we increase the accessibility because clients are paying a lower fee than they would if they were paying for individual. It's still really great with outcomes, and especially now that we have this more than ever collective trauma happening. I think it can be really beneficial. It also condenses time for the clinician. They're serving, 6 to 8 clients in a 90-minute time span where maybe they would have only served 1 or 2 in that time span. And then the other thing is, now is the time to, once you've evaluated your fee, you're looking at the fee you're going to set through the lens of what other expenses are new for my practice. Many of you have given up your offices, not all of you, but there are quite a few who have left their offices. Oh, that expense is gone, but you have other expenses. For example, setting up the home office, the technology, but maybe if the calls are getting too much that you can't respond, maybe it's time to get a virtual assistant, something like that, so that you can focus on running the business and doing the clinical work, and then you have the support in place. It's also a good time, if you're ever going to think about going into group practice, to start getting those processes documented so that you can onboard whoever you hire into your group practice with more ease. So oftentimes, if the call volume is really high and you're not able to manage it, getting someone to help you with that is a great investment. So when we're looking at our fee, we're also looking at where are we going with our practice and what expenses are in there that I need to account for when I'm evaluating and making sure that I have the right fee. And then lastly, it's just all about integrity, right? We are making sure that we show up the same for all clients, and that at the end of the day, we still have energy for ourselves and the people that we love. And I know that there is a lot of pressure when people are calling and you wish you could help them, but we have our lane and our capacity. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to maintain our little plot of land in this mental health field, and we're going to make it the most beautiful, fertile land that you can, right? And know that that will inspire others to make their little plot of land fertile and an oasis, so that eventually together we raise the bar in terms of what mental health treatment looks like in the private world, in private practice. So these are some things that I want you to consider. It's not a time to rush. It's actually a time to slow down and really think, what do I want? What do I need? And what do I hope for my clients? And start making the changes now, because I don't think this is going to change. I think we're going to see more and more and more people accessing mental health care, which is awesome. But it's important that we have our ducks in a row and that we're really clear about what we do best, and do it in a way that we can do this for a long, long time and enjoy it, right? So if you got other tips for handling the overwhelm of calls and such like that, I would love to see them posted below. Feel free to share this with someone who may need it. I know some of you may not have the situation where the phone isn't ringing off the hook. And if that's the case, we have other trainings for you too, where we can talk about what's going on with the marketing, what's going on with the messaging, all of those kinds of things, and to help you bring the practice into alignment for what you started doing this work for in the first place, right?